Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good night. Wait here just a little bit, waiting for um, everyone to get notifications and see what's going on, and I'll kind of just chit chat for a little bit until I see maybe people tuning in. This is our first night of switching nights to Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. So I hope that this will be a good time for all of you. I know we were kind of used to in the routine of being in the um, in the 7 o'clock on Tuesday nights, but gonna try something a little different here, and we'll see. So as you come on, say hi. Let me know that you're here and everything, and we'll get started on tonight's project. Okay, like I said, as folks come in, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. Well, today I am wanting to share with you guys this really cute fun fold. I've heard it called a couple of different fun folds, whether you call it a U fold, because I think, it's got this U shape here, or a bridge card, a bridge fun fold, because you kind of make this little bridge to it. What's unique about this fold is, and I'm going to kind of move this camera just a smidgen here, I think. That way you don't see my knees. Is that it does lay flat so that you can send it in a traditional card. So it's just, it's one of those folds that I think looks really intimidating, but it's really not. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get started doing this card. All right, let me move some things. Oh, first I wanted to say that I am in my new stamping space in my new studio here. And I have to just kind of share with you real quickly. My friend Beth, she was so sweet. She sent me a card that says congrats, and she's got a really sweet message written in there. So Beth, thank you so much for making my day and congratulating me on my new space. Thank you so much. All right, so this card features the Hydrangea Haven stamp set and die. It's got the Hydrangea Haven stamp set, like I said, and then the Hydrangea dies. These are still available as a bundle, and Stampin' Up! Has a sale going on this month called Savings Are in Bloom, and you can get online and see what all are on there, but the Hydrangea Haven is an additional 20% off. So not $58, but it's $46.25 this month if you are so inclined. All right, let's go ahead and let's get dived in to our project here tonight. And whoops, I just lost my notes. Hold please. I want to make sure I'm giving you the right measurements and everything here tonight. Okay, so here's what we're going to be making. I'll hold it like that. And looks like it's a lot of materials, but really it's just some creative folds on it. Okay, here we go. Get to my right page with my I have all of the measurements and everything will be here on the video as well, so that you can always refer back to it. Okay, we're going to start out with a piece of thick basic white cardstock. This is 8 by 4 1/4, and I do already have it scored. I have it scored at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 5 1/2, and 6 3/4. So let's go ahead and we'll get this folded as well as burnished. We'll get our nice crisp edges on this. So what I'm going to be doing is on this first fold line, I'm going to be, or this score line here, we'll fold this in and then fold it back. And we'll do that on the other side as well. So fold it, the second score line from the right, and then fold it back towards the right. So when you're done, we're going to have this shape here. And it's going to have, again, this is the U part of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do some decorating with some designer series paper. I'm using the hand-pinned designer paper for our project here tonight. And we are going to need 2 pieces for the sides. These are cut at 4 1/8 by 1 1/8. And I'm going to use some liquid glue to put those down. So we'll get all of our assembly here first, and then we'll do some stamping. So we'll get our little sides decorated. So the very far ends are going to be the front of the card. I'm going to show that again. Make sure I have that on the right side here. And this green is mint macaron, and it does have a lot of variants of green in it, so any of your softer green tones would work for that. All right, the second thing that we're going to do is, oh, where is my little bridge piece? Oh goodness, I've got to do some cutting here. Oh darn it. This is what I get for doing this late at night. Okay, hang on just a second. And I'll cut my piece very quickly here. We're going to need this little piece here. And that piece is 4 by 1 3/4. And it's going to, so 4, but yes, excuse me, 4 by 1 3/4, and we're going to score it at a 1/2 inch and 3 1/2. Get that done real quickly here. All right, so here again, this is 4 by 1 1/4, and we're going to go ahead and fold those away from us. Okay, so I'll go ahead, and this is going to be a layering piece in the back that's going to allow us to really get some 3D motions to it. All right, so it's going to look like that. And we're going to get our designer series paper here, and we're going to get that cut too. And let me go ahead and get that cut down to size. Let's see, I've got, okay, so this is cut at 3 by 1 7/8. I think I might have missed that measurement there. So this is called the brace measurement, and I think this is what I have missing. So I'll go back and make sure I have that. Okay, now I'm all set. Goodness gracious. Okay, so far, so good, right? That's pretty straightforward. To put the brace in, and again, this is what they're calling the brace. It's this little part that's in the back that allows us to do some 3D effects on it. The way that I like to do it is I like to do it one side at a time. And the little tab that we folded away from us, we're going to put our liquid glue down and just put it on, like onto this score line here. You don't want it to go over the score line, but line up right up against it. And then this also lines up down at the bottom. So put the glue there, and then we can fold this all the way back. And I'm going to take my bone folder and just give it some good contact. And then that's going to glue the side down like such. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead and lay it flat again. And if this doesn't quite work out, I'm just going to fold this back just a smidgen. Again, fold it flat. And it almost helps to have the designer paper on it, because then you can definitely see where it needs to go. And I'm going to fold the other side back. Give it some good contact. You could use tear and tape on that too if you'd like. And now when you open it up, you have this middle section here that you can use to get some 3D effects on it. Hi, Rita. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for saying hi. Now at this point, what I like to do is just reinforce those score lines. Once you have the bridge down, you can kind of go ahead and maybe get any of those, I'm going to call it bubbles, but you know, sometimes our scoring's not perfect or it just has that bulk and you want it to stand up nice and cute like that. All right, now we are ready for some decorating. Okay, put that off to the side for the moment. Ahead of time, what I did is I made 2 of the hydrangea flowers, but I thought I'd share with you how I did that. I want 3 for the project. So I'm going to, again, this is using Hydrangea Haven stamp set and the matching dies. And I'm going to use Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And I'm going to stamp that image down. If you have a foam pad or something, you definitely want to do it to make sure you get nice contact. I have a little mat underneath of there that's got some foam on it, so that works really well to make sure I have that good contact. And then this little image here from the stamp set, it will allow us to make some 3D looks on it. And so I'm going to go ahead and ink that up as well. And I'm going to stamp, I'm going to make 2 of these images. Now to add some color to it, another image from it is this kind of different dimensional looking, it's almost could be a background stamp, but it's actually to be used for to stamp over the hydrangea. And I'm using Highland Heather ink. And I'm just going to kind of get that all stamped around. And there's really no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just going to stamp it, and it's not going to line up perfectly. It's going to give kind of like a watercolor effect to it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with these guys. Just going to apply that color right on top of it. And you can kind of move around, like the stamp itself is made not to stamp evenly, all there to have the variation of colors. So you can kind of pick and choose the colors that you want. And I like to kind of alternate what they like, or, you know, like where the highs and lows on that stamp set go, just to kind of give it some interest when we get it all cut. And then it's got a matching leaf on it. The colors in the paper are mint macaron. Go ahead and get that inked up. Kind of the same thing. It's going to have a little watercolor look to it. I'm going to get a little different angle here. And what I'll find is that I can line up the stems and then stamp. Okay. And if you want to, you can come in and stamp over that again. If it's a little light, or you want to add another layer of color onto that. All right. Let's do the die cutting. And I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is part of that Savings in Bloom Special 2. And what's nice about it, someone asked me to go ahead and kind of demonstrate how this works. That's why I thought, well, I would do it tonight. The cutting plates are numbered, which is great. So for this, I'm going to use 1, and then I'm going to make my sandwich out of the 2 acrylic plates marked 2. And I'll go ahead and get my paper down. Get my dies from the matching die set. Put a little washi tape on that one to make sure that it holds. And I've got another one here. And we can actually get these ran through at the same time. So I'm going to do 2 of them at once, or 2 of the dies. I'll have to come back and do that one a second time. Whoops, had my washi tape up here. Better get that anchored as well. Make sure it doesn't move. And just kind of give that a little press until it takes off. These little mini ones are nice because you can keep them right at your desk, and when they're not in use, you can fold them up and kind of scoot it off to the side a little bit. Or if you're getting started with embossing, there's so many of the stamp sets that will work with it. Just a few of the larger dies won't. You would need the bigger machine, but the standard size. But for, quite honestly, a lot of these, you just need the little one. So if you're wanting to save space at your workstation, you can do that. Oops, I could just come in from this other direction here. We'll get our second die, our second little flower image. Can you see how on this one it's like that stamp just kind of covers all of the images, the background stamp, I should say. And we'll get that one through. The weather's getting nice here in Indiana. We have a couple of nice days, and then we have a couple of not so nice days. It's just, springtime. It's going to, or getting spring. We'll have it fluctuate from nice to freezing in about 24 hours here. All right, let's see here. I want to make sure I get my dies all put back. Okay, so now we've got our flower and the 2 dies, or the 2 layering pieces. And all I did, everybody, is I just took our Stampin' Dimensionals and just kind of randomly placed them on top here. Whoops. There it went. It's so different. It's like this place has different street noises. Where before my neighbors, when I had my studio at my house, our neighbors' dogs would bark and I would hear other things. But here it's a little more on the street and it's kind of fun. I see and hear kids riding their bikes and different types of traffic. Okay, so there's our 3D flower that's on there. I hope that you like that. I thought it was really pretty. And now we're going to make what is known as the bridge piece. And again, I don't know why, but I didn't, my sample or my white piece isn't here. So let me go ahead and get the bridge part of it. It'll be just a second. Let's see here. 5.5 by 1 1/4. Oops, 1 second. Okay, now I think I have everything. Goodness, missing half of what I needed to show you guys here tonight. So this is going to be the bridge. So this is called the brace. It's bracing the 2 sides in place. And then this is the bridge that's going to kind of, if you think about it, crossing over. So this was cut at 5.5 by 1 1/4, and we've got our hand pen designer paper, and this is cut at 5 3/8 by 1 1/8. And we'll go ahead and get that down. I think last night when I had everything supposedly in my head prepped, I was so worried about the sentiment strip that I think I forgot to do, obviously I forgot to do those pieces. Okay, so at this point, if you have anything that you want to decorate on what I'm calling the brace, or what is called the brace here, you'll want to do that prior to doing the bridge. So I'm just going to keep it fairly straightforward, and I'm going to put one of our hydrangeas here in the middle. And I'm going to use our liquid glue, and I'm kind of going to see where that's at. It's kind of a little top heavy. So when I put this down, I want to try to make sure I have some real estate on the leaves to give it some support. So I might just angle that just a little bit. And then just kind of get my hands in there. Make sure it's, what do I say, that it's got good contact. And if you wanted to, you could even make another piece of this just cut out with regular cardstock, just like a mirror piece. And in fact, I think that's what I'll do a little bit later, is just make another one out of just your thick basic white cardstock and just put it right in the back side of it, just to give that a little stability on the back side. But when it stands up, it's fine. It's just to show you guys here, it looks a little wiggly wobbly. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with our other two hydrangeas. We just want to make sure that it falls within the frame of the card when it's closed. And so I'm going to put glue on the leaf and on the left side of our flower. And you can double check those just to make sure, you know, I wanted to make sure I did not get any of the stem because it's going to be loose there and covered up a little bit. And just like arranging flowers, each time it'll be just a little different. And let's see, I want this one to kind of face a little bit that way. So kind of the same thing. He is wiggly wobbly. This one I had, I was doing a little bending on it last night, so he's a little delicate. But the bridge piece is really going to add support to it all. Okay, so you would kind of position those where you'd like it. So you want to kind of stand it up and play with it to see how you like it. And when you have it in position, we're going to put our bridge piece on. So on this one, when we put the adhesive down, we want to make sure that it's on the back side of the bridge section and on the lower bottom. So I'm going to go ahead, and this whole section down here is going to be covered. And then I'll put a little bit here, making sure I do not go too far because I don't want the glue to go past this fold. Just like before, we can fold this down, put down the one side first, line it up to the bottom, hold it just a second, and then we can do the same thing on the other side. And I like to go ahead and fold it the other way. And I'm going to lift this up. And we'll put some glue down here, a little bit on the back side. Line it up. And make sure that we have it nice and glued. And we have our little bridge card. So, you know, it's just that easy to create these 3D scenes on it. And let's go ahead and we'll finish the card and add a sentiment. Okay, this is, again, all of these images are from the Hydrangea Haven. And I'm going to use the one that reads, "The world is better because of you." And I'm going to use our Tuxedo Black again. And this time it's on a strip of Whisper White. And this is called, let's see here. Oh, I have it on there. I think it's, I have it on the measurements. Feel like I'm a hot mess on measurements here tonight, and I thought it was all so good. I think this is 4 by 1/4 or 3/4. And we're going to layer that on a piece of basic black, which is 1/8 larger. So it's 4 1/8 by 7/8 on that. Don't listen to me, just read what the measurements are. Goodness. Don't even have spring fever yet, but I kind of act like it. So that's just going to get a nice little matting on it. That's an awesome saying. I love that. Okay. Also in the die set on the hydrangea dies, you get this little, it looks like it's a banner, but it's not a banner. What it does is it cuts out all of these little individual blossoms for it, or little flower petals. And so I'm going to take my, let's take some mini glue dots. Or you could just use your liquid glue too, however you'd like to do it. I think I'm going to use a little mini glue dot though. Want to do that? Yep, let me do that. So not a many dimensional, a glue dot. And one side does have a little embossed, raised embossing on it. So I'm going to use that as the top side. I'm going to use 4 of these and get my glue dot. So I just kind of pull that up. And then I'm going to put 4 of them, 4 of our little petals on it. I'm going to put 2 on either side. I'm going to make sure I have the raised side up. Get that. So however you'd like to arrange your little flowers on there. Some more here. If you wanted to, you can kind of take your pick tool or your paper piercer, and you can kind of roll up those glue dots just a smidge on it. Have you guys ever, like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm needing maintenance week. I need to get my nails done. I need to get my hair cut. My hair was, have you ever let your hair go so long between haircuts it started to look good again? That's where mine kind of is right now. Okay, and then one more thing here. I thought to add the little center, I'd use the classic matte dots. Of course, you could use rhinestones or anything else, but I thought these were kind of fun, and I hadn't played around with them that much. And just to kind of give the center of those petals a little pop. That's the thing with lives. You have to, you know, there's no pausing the video. It's gung-ho all the way. That one. Okay. And we'll go ahead and put some liquid glue all on the back of our sentiment. We can fold down our card. And we're going to put this on the center. And there's our bridge card. I just think that's such a pretty card. I always did like the hydrangea stamp set and die, and I'm so happy that it was on sale this month, just in case anybody hadn't had a chance to get it yet. Maybe, you know, with the extra savings, it's something that you might want to consider. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for stopping in Wednesday night and stamping with me. Let me know if you give this a try or not. And I hope you enjoyed the new time here on Wednesdays at 6. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.